learners, welcome to the lecture on health and well-being. I am Dr. Yashmita, working as an assistant professor in ANDA UT. Today we will explore the concept of health and well-being, their determinants and the intersection between gender, health and well-being. By the end of this class, you will be able to define the concept of health and well-being, list the determinants of health, enumerate the types of well-being, comprehend the intersection between gender, health and well-being. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This definition, established in 1948, emphasizes that health is multidimensional, encompassing physical, mental, psychological and sociological components. This holistic view aligns with the biopsychosocial model of health, which considers physiological, psychological and social dimensions in the context of health and illness. It's crucial to understand that a person cannot be considered healthy solely based on physical fitness. They must also possess sound mental and social health and the ability to live harmoniously in our constantly changing environment. The image on this slide illustrates the interconnected components of health. Let's discuss each of these components in detail. Physical health. This refers to the condition of your body, including its systems and organs. It involves maintaining a healthy lifestyle through proper nutrition, regular exercise, adequate sleep and avoiding harmful habits. Good physical health enhances bodily functions, improves energy levels and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. Mental health encompasses of emotional, psychological and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel and act and determines how we handle stress, relate to others and make choices. Good mental health isn't just about the absence of mental health problems. It's about feeling good about yourself and functioning well in daily life. Social health involves the ability to form meaningful relationships, adapt to social situations and interact effectively with others. It includes aspects like communication skills, empathy and the ability to build and maintain friendships and professional relationships. Emotional health is closely tied to mental health but focuses specifically on the ability to express feelings, understand and manage emotions and cope with life's challenges. Good emotional health contributes to resilience and overall well-being. Spiritual health relates to one's sense of purpose, meaning and connection to something greater than oneself. This doesn't necessarily involve religious beliefs. It can also include personal values, ethics and sense of fulfillment in life. Environmental health considers the impact of our surroundings on our overall health. This includes factors like air, water quality, exposure to toxins and the safety and cleanliness of our living and working environments. These components are deeply interconnected. For example, poor physical health can impact mental health while strong social connections can improve emotional resilience. Understanding these connections is crucial for maintaining overall health and well-being. The components of health we just discussed are not isolated. They interact in complex ways, influencing each other and our overall well-being. Let's explore some of these relationships. Physical and mental health. There is a strong bidirectional relationship between physical and mental health. For example, chronic physical conditions like diabetes or heart disease can increase the risk of depression. Conversely, mental health conditions like depression can lead to physical symptoms and increase the risk of certain physical ailments. Mental and emotional health. While often used interchangeably, mental and emotional health have a nuanced relationship. Good mental health contributes to emotional stability, while emotional intelligence can enhance mental resilience. Social and mental health. Strong social connections and support networks can significantly improve mental health outcomes. Social health deals with the way the person reacts to other persons within his or her environment under dynamic social conditions. Physical and environmental health. The environment we live in directly impacts our physical health. Factors like air pollution, access to clean water, and exposure to toxins can significantly affect physical well-being. Social and physical health. Social relationships can influence health behaviors. For example, having a workout buddy can encourage regular exercises, positively impacting physical health. Determinants of health. The enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health is a fundamental right of every human being, regardless of race, religion, political belief, economic conditions, or social conditions. However, health is determined by various factors including access to social and economic opportunities, resources and supports available at homes, quality of education, workplace safety, cleanliness of water, food and air, nature of social interactions and relationships. The term determinants of health was introduced in the 1970s and refers to the factors that significantly influence health either positively or negatively. These determinants are often complex and interrelated, contributing to a person's current state of health and their chances of maintaining good health or becoming ill or injured. Understanding these determinants is crucial for several reasons. Social and economic environment. Social determinants of health are the social, economic, political, cultural and environmental conditions into which the people are born, grow, live, work and age. These circumstances are shaped by the distribution of money, power and resources at global, national and local levels. For instance, gender discriminatory practices during early childhood, poor nutrition, early marriage and lack of adequate attention and access to health care can lead to lower body mass index, stunted growth, nutritional deficiencies and higher rate of depression and anxiety among women as compared to that of men. Similarly, caste system with its social stratification and social restrictions plays an important role within the framework of hierarchies of power and domination that impacts the health of an individual. The caste-based hierarchies and inequalities are dominant in the larger Indian context. Thus, health inequality is determined by broader social factors such as socio-economic status, gender, caste, etc. The physical environment plays a crucial role in determining health outcomes. Factors in the physical environment that contribute to good health include safe water, that is access to clean, safe drinking water, which is fundamental to health. Clean air, air quality both indoors and outdoors significantly impacts the respiratory health. Healthy workplaces. The physical conditions of workplaces including safety measures, ergonomics and exposure to hazardous materials directly affects workers' health. Safe houses. Housing conditions including structural safety, presence of toxins and adequate sanitation impact health. Individual characteristics and behaviors play a significant role in determining health outcomes. These can be broadly categorized into two types. Hereditary factors, which include genetic predispositions to certain diseases, family history of health conditions, inherited traits that affect lifespan, genetic influences on factors like blood pressure, cholesterol levels and body weight. The second one is personal behaviors, which includes diet and nutrition habits, physical activity levels, smoking and alcohol consumption, sleep patterns, stress management techniques, adherence to medical advice and preventive care. The impact of these individual factors on health is substantial. Hereditary factors can increase or decrease the risk of developing certain conditions. Personal behaviors like maintaining a balanced diet and regular exercise can significantly lower the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease and certain cancers. Lifestyle choices like smoking or excessive alcohol consumption can dramatically increase health risks. Stress management and good sleep habits contribute to both physical and mental health. Understanding well-being. According to the World Health Organization, well-being is a resource for healthy living and a positive state of health. It enables an individual to function well holistically, that is psychologically, physically, emotionally and socially. The notion of well-being refers to an overall experience of health, experience and prosperity of an individual. It implies sound mental health, an optimum level of satisfaction with one's life, having a sense of meaning or purpose, the ability to manage stress in day-to-day functioning. Well-being is a holistic concept influenced by everything around a person and their diverse experiences at different life stages. It depends on various factors deeply embedded in the person's social context, including family, community and society. Key aspects of well-being include subjective well-being, that is, how people experience and evaluate their lives positively. Psychological well-being, this encompasses self-acceptance, positive relations with others. Social well-being, which involves social acceptance, social actualization, social contribution, social coherence and social integration. Emotional well-being, which includes the presence of positive emotions and moods and the absence of negative emotions. Bronfenbrenner's ecology of human development. This image on the slide illustrates this ecology of human development model, which is given by Bronfenbrenner's. This perspective emphasizes the critical and pervasive role that various levels of interaction have on an individual's behavior and development. The first one is microsystem. This is the immediate environment of the individual, including everyone they interact with regularly, which can include family, peers, school and college colleagues and workplace. Mesosystem, this represents the interactions between members, components of the microsystem. For example, this can include the relationship between the child's parents and teachers and can affect the child's development. Exosystem, this is the broader environment that directly affects the individual's immediate environment. It includes factors like local government, community organizations and mass media. Macro system, this is an overarching system consisting of culture, laws, economy, politics, etc. Chronosystem, this represents how certain variables affect the individual over time, including life events and changes in socio-economic status. Well-being can be understood through two main components. The first one is subjective component. This takes into account individuals' opinions about their own perception of well-being. The WHO's 5 Well-being Index is a questionnaire that measures a person's current mental well-being using 5 positively phrased questions. Subjective well-being consists of life satisfaction, pleasant affect and unpleasant affect. The second is objective component. This describes well-being as a condition of an individual or group which reference to social, economic, psychological, spiritual or medical aspects. It can be measured through self-report or more objective measures like mortality rates and life expectancy. Understanding both these components is crucial for a comprehensive assessment of well-being. The WHO 5 Well-being Index mentioned in the subjective component is a widely used tool in research and clinical practice. Well-being can be categorized into several types. Physical well-being, which is the ability to improve body functioning through healthy eating and exercise habits. Psychological well-being, it implies freedom to make one's own decisions, self-acceptance and self-confidence. Emotional well-being, which means experiencing positive emotions and feeling generally satisfied with life. Social well-being, it is a sense of belonging to a community and contributing to the society. Economic well-being, the ability to meet basic needs and feel a sense of security. Intellectual well-being, expanding knowledge and skills for an enjoyable and successful life. Workplace well-being, pursuing interests, values and purpose for professional enrichment. Spiritual well-being, feeling connected to a higher power or having a sense of meaning or purpose. The image on this slide represents well-being as a state of equilibrium using a seesaw analogy. Well-being is described as a fluctuating state between challenges and resources. The seesaw represents an individual's drive to return to a set point for well-being. The key points about these models are challenges. These are elements that can affect an individual's equilibrium, tipping the seesaw from side to side. Challenges could include stressors, life changes, or health issues. The second one is resources. These are the tools, skills, and support systems an individual has to meet challenges. Resources could include coping strategies, social support, or material assets. The third one is equilibrium. This is the balanced state where challenges are effectively met with adequate resources. Next is fluctuation. The model recognizes that well-being is not a static state but constantly fluctuates as we encounter and respond to various life events. Set point. This suggests that the individuals have a baseline level of well-being to which they tend to return after disruptions. Each time an individual meets a challenge, the system of challenges and resources come to a state of imbalance, and as the individual is forced to adapt to these resources to meet a particular challenge. The ability to maintain or quickly return to a state of equilibrium is often seen as a sign of good mental health and overall well-being. Enhancing health and well-being. The United Nations Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, provides us with an opportunity to address contemporary world challenges. While the Sustainable Development Goal 3 is devoted to good health and well-being, health contributes to almost all the other goals. It is necessary that one pays attention to overall health by paying attention to having a well-balanced diet, engaging in physical exercise, building emotional skills through engaging in positive thinking, practicing meditation and mindfulness, stress management, etc. It is also necessary to build one's social skills by means of effective communication, gratitude, kindness and communication, and also contributing towards support our environment. Now let's see some case studies. Let's briefly discuss two case studies that illustrate the practical application of health and well-being concepts. The first one is women's empowerment in agriculture in Nepal. This study found positive associations between women's empowerment in agriculture and better nutritional outcomes for both women and children. Factors such as production diversity, women's group membership, control over income, and reduced workload for women were linked to improved health and nutrition outcomes. The key findings of the study were women's empowerment was positively associated with maternal health and child nutrition. Production diversity in agriculture led to more diverse diets and better nutrition. Women's group membership provided social support and access to resources. Control over income allowed women to make decisions beneficial to family health. Reduced workload for women freed up time for childcare and self-care. This case study highlights the interconnectedness of social, economic and health factors and the role of gender in health and well-being. The second case study is on women's participation in agriculture in Maharashtra. This study reveals that the women performed all agricultural activities alongside their male counterparts, spending significant time on both unpaid domestic activities and cultivation. On an average, women spent 18% of their daily time on unpaid domestic activities compared to 4% for men. Women devoted 29% of their daily time to cultivation activities, while men spent 36%. The key findings of this case study are women contributed significantly to both agricultural as well as domestic work. Despite their contributions, women faced high levels of disempowerment. It also pointed out that the potential health impacts of heavy workloads on women. Let us sum up. In conclusion, health and well-being are holistic concepts that encompasses physical, emotional, mental, environmental and spiritual components. There is a strong interdependence across these varied components of health. Various determinants including social, economic and physical environments as well as individual characteristics and behaviors influence health and well-being. Understanding health and well-being from this holistic perspective allows us to develop more effective strategies for promoting and maintaining overall wellness in individuals and communities. Thank you, learners, for your attention.